Today we are talking the nitty-gritty on this Coleman 17B. That's right, after nearly 6 years on the roads and thousands of miles, has it all been smooth sailing? Stay tuned. Welcome back, fellow RVers. Are you new here? Think about hitting that subscribe button and notification bell down below to stay up to date with the latest RV maintenance tips and tricks and camping adventures. You don't want to miss it. Number one, this top shelf above the bed that has been reattached about 35 times, and frankly, I'm running out of glue. Now, I'm not really sure what has caused this, but over time, you can see the corners of this shelf seem to kind of warp and just fall down. And again, we've reattached this so many times, I don't know what the problem is. Obviously, we do use it as our main source of storage, and maybe we put too much weight on it, or maybe it's just from all the traveling we've done and all the bouncing around and things like that. Now, I'm thinking we need something maybe a little more substantial here in the corners. That way, instead of just relying on the glue holding this in the groove, I might be able to get a couple screws in there and have something to bite in a little bit better. Now, I did find a piece of scrap 2x laying around in the truck, and I always carry my saw, and I don't see the park ranger right now. Anyway, can a guy go ahead and draw a few lines and make a couple cuts here, you know, without disturbing the neighbors too much on this beautiful weekend? Let's see. Managed to keep all my fingers, even after a wobbler or two. Nothing to see here. Don't be like me. People are here trying to enjoy their Memorial Day weekend. This is no. Anyway, like I said, we'll get these up here in the corner. Get a little bit more bite on the situation here. Bear with me. It's going to get a little wobbly. There's a lot of room to work in these campers, guys. You know that. Let's see if we can't get a couple screws to bite right into that. Problem solved. We'll hit that side over there, and I don't think it's going to be an issue any longer. Number two, this knob here to fire and control the hot water tank. This will be the second time that we've replaced this knob, and it just seems to, I don't know, wear out, become brittle, and break. Matter of fact. Now guys, I'm not sure, but I believe some of these newer 17Bs and 17Rs come with an electric option and a propane option for the hot water tank. Ours being a little bit older, we only can run propane. There's no electric option inside, but let me know down in the comment section if you have one or if you've heard of one. We're just curious. Now, we did try to grab one of these knobs before we left this weekend, but of course, Camping World's out of stock, so we had to order it. Well, for now, it's time for the old trusty backup, because, you know, got to do some dishes, so let's see if this bad boy wants to fire up. Jesus! I lost a hair on my hand. Number three on the list, this tweaked entryway step. Now, I'm not sure what happened here. Somebody may or may not have been bouncing up and down on it in a previous video without the stabilizer out. So from this bouncy step to this. It seems like it needs just a bit of tweaking and maybe some lube, because it's harder to pull out than us leaving the campground. Forget the gym membership, pull this out a few times. You'll be in shape in no time. Believe it or not, a little lithium grease is going to go a long way. And just so happens, 5/8 wrench fits right in there. Give her a few tweaks. Get that bent over back into shape. Look at that. I mean, well, that's about a night and day difference, and probably not something you guys are going to have to worry about as long as you're not bouncing up and down on your step like me. Anyway, check out the video we did on this stabilizer down below. We picked it up on Amazon. I think it was like 10 or 15 bucks, and the thing's worked out absolutely great. Number 4 on the list, and I do believe it's just a poor design. Coleman really wasn't thinking this out, but it is the latch to hold the door open. Now this thing's been attached more times than I can count, and really any little gust of wind will rip it right out of the door, to the point where we actually just started tying on a rope to the handle and going right to the awning with it, just to not have any more issues. Let's give it one more try. I did pick up some of this epoxy JB Weld. Says quick setting, 3,900 psi. I don't think the wind's that strong. Dries in 5 minutes. We've tried others before. I also picked up some bigger, fatter screws now that the holes are about the size of a $50. So let me get those things set up and we'll show you how we're going to fix this. Now obviously we tried to clean this up the best we can with what we have on hand. I don't have a bunch, we're camping. You probably should use some mineral spirits or something to maybe get that a little bit cleaner. This door is a little bit concerning to me just because of how many times this has been ripped out. So I'm actually going to take some of this epoxy and fill these holes, put some around here, and then screw everything on, and hopefully that holds a little bit better. Let's see what we're dealing with. Now obviously you guys aren't going to hang out for the 24 hours that this stuff is going to take to cure. So again, this might be a little bit of trial and error, and I'll have to keep you guys updated to see how it worked out. But my thinking is if I can fill some of these holes just to help some of these screws bond in a little bit better, that's going to make a big difference. Oh, oh, there it comes. It's coming out. Hang on. Let's put a little bit on here. And this stuff I've had pretty good success with in the past, but I've never tried to use it on a camper door, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Got to kind of work a little bit quicker than I'd like to, just to make sure that we're not running out of time here. I do have about 5 minutes to work with this stuff, so I don't know why I'm panicking. Oh yeah, that bites in way better. I'm actually going to take a little bit of epoxy and go around the outside of this frame. Let me show you that. We're dripping all over. Wipe it on the chair. Just to maybe help some of this. It does dry clear, it says. So, just to help hold that on a bit. Now we wait and see. Now guys, don't get me wrong, like I say all the time, we absolutely love our Coleman 17B, and thankfully after about 6 years we haven't had any major issues at all. They really are a great starter camper or a couples camper, and for the price, you just simply can't beat it. Now check out the video description down below for a full list of things that we've done to ours, tips, tricks, upgrades, things like that. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you next time.